So stupid. And it's just like shining. Just glaring. Ay, ay, ay. But it's done. Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining us, those who are logging on and maybe going back and watching this later. April 29th, 2020. Hey, Abraham, you were first.
Hey, Abe.
Kara, you're second. Not in our hearts. Hello, Lisa, Edison, Linda, Amy, and Georgia.
Safe Beauty.
Hi, Safe Beauty. All right. We got so much to get to.
We do.
Mm-hmm. You know what?
Hey, Shelley.
Didn't
Hey, Christy Kincaid Norris.
do.
Terry. Christina. Janice. Sam, I am. My man. Sam, I had to go back and fix it a little bit. I got gouged here. Other than that, I came out okay, I think. I mean, Kelly's a professional regional radio star, not a professional hairdresser.
It's true.
So,
That's true.
hello, Lauren. Hello, Julie.
And all I asked for was a martini.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't get it.
I failed miserably on that.
It's all right. I don't need it. I'm full.
Well, it'll take me a minute to make one.
Nah.
Thank you, Sam.
I'll have a martini later.
I think at this point in my life, I'm just glad I have hair. You know?
Are you taking your pills?
Whoa. Yeah.
We just started. It's
Hashtag ad.
All right, you ready to get started?
So, yeah. My man.
What?
Abe, so I didn't come out unscathed.
I don't know how. I kind of gashed him in one little, not skin-wise. I kind of gashed. We'll talk about it, I'm sure. Testing 1, 2, test 1, 2, 1, 2. How do you like the blue blockers? These are actually Alan's blue blockers that he gave me because he got prescription blue blockers.
No, mine aren't prescription.
Oh, you just like
Well,
them?
they're cheaters.
There's cheaters.
Yeah,
So
they're not prescription.
They're magnifying.
Yeah.
My blue blockers I left at the radio studio. So the ones that I normally look really cute in are at the office.
Chica's bought a pressure washer.
Oh, really? Were you inspired?
Karen wants to know if I get to cut your hair now.
No. I'm going to let you color it because, man, look. I flat out missed an entire space when I was coloring it. Right in the part. How stupid. All right. You ready? Did we test? We good?
Justin Harass, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Justin Harass, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Justin Harass.
Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. I'm Kelly Raspberry Evans, still in quarantine and still in love with my husband and podcasting partner, Alan Evans.
Hello, Alan. A train in the house.
That's a new twist.
Well, that's how it was originally said.
Originally.
Remember?
Yeah, it was at a birthday.
Sitting around at a table in a drunken stupor at 2:30 in the morning.
You want to turn off your phone, Mr. Professional Podcaster
Man? And then J Train, is there somebody that fits that description in this room? And then J Train goes, J Train, A Train. And there was a
B Train.
There was a B Train.
B Train actually started it. And
B
Train. Off.
B Train started it. What happened to him?
I don't know.
No. Yeah, I have no idea.
He didn't hang with the rest of you. But anyway, welcome to another episode. And thank you for joining us.
Kind of the same question I'm asking about my hair. Where did it go?
No, stop. I didn't cut that much. Alan finally acquiesced. Is that the correct word? He gave in.
That's a big word.
He said, I want you to cut my hair because I can't stand the way it feels on my neck any longer.
It felt like there were bugs on my neck. Like there was something crawling on my neck.
Right. So I agreed to do it. And he let's be honest, made me a little anxious about
You
it.
think you were anxious?
Well, you did not help. You were not encouraging, and you were not giving me words of
my
affirmation.
rear end was puckered. The pucker meter was at 100%.
You could have been a little bit more encouraging.
I was the one sitting in the chair.
As I said, you could have been more encouraging, because the fact that you were here, the way you're speaking to me now,
what? If my voice goes really high like
you
that?
should be building me up and giving me confidence. So I went to YouTube and I Googled. Well, I Googled first, what's the best hair cutting video? And there's everybody that's done a quarantine haircut has posted a tutorial on YouTube. So I tried to pick one that had a lot of views, assuming that would be the best ones to watch. And I watched one that was from a mom who apparently blogs a lot. So I watched hers, and it was so long and kind of not exciting, but it was very instructional.
Because when you're going to cut your husband's hair, what you want is the quickest, least detailed, just quickest thing you can get through.
No, I wanted, she went through with shears, and then she and her husband had a very specific haircut. Shears. So she was showing us how to cut his haircut. He had a haircut different from yours, but she was doing the scissors and stuff, and the razor, what is it? Clippers and scissors. And she was like, the scissors, you don't even need the scissors, but she was showing us how to do it anyway. So I'm like, okay, I don't need the scissors because this is really hard. And then I watched a professional woman who she was showing how to teach people how to use exclusively shears. Am I the right word? Shears, right? Clippers. Exclusively clippers.
Like electric clippers.
And so I was like, this is what I need to do, because the scissors seems too hard, and it's a lot of, you have to pull the hair up and measure it, make sure the lines are right. I'm like, that's not me. I'm more of a freestyle, I would think.
Who cares what the client needs? This is all about you.
Well, I asked you about the scissors, and you didn't want me to go near you with scissors either.
And listener, let's pull back the kimono just a little bit. Getting Kelly to watch a YouTube video on how to cut hair was like pulling freaking teeth.
Not.
And then I come in.
It was 11 o'clock in the morning, and we were cutting it at 4.
I'm like, babe,
we made an appointment so people could watch.
And
it was 11 o'clock. Why do I need to start watching videos at 11 o'clock?
Have you watched your video yet? She's like, well. And she's got.
So I'll do it after lunch.
She's carrying her laptop around in one hand, and she's doing something else with her other hand.
He's exaggerating.
No, I'm pulling back the kimono. And she was putting up groceries with her other hand.
That's not true.
So I'm like, are you even watching?
It's not true.
Well, when you got out there, you panicked.
Well, because you were making me nervous and upset. You weren't giving me words of affirmation. So anyway.
I'm sorry I screwed my haircut up.
Well, I did the best I could.
You did.
And it wasn't great. It was a bit of a bowl cut, I think, ultimately, even minus the bowl.
Can I give it a rating from 1 to 10?
Go ahead. Why spare my feelings now?
I mean, let's be real.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't a 10,
okay,
but it definitely wasn't a 1 or a 2.
Thank you.
Now, somewhere in the middle there, I think the average is 5.
I'll take a 5.
I'll give it just a little more than a 5.
I'm happy
Maybe
with
like
that.
a 5.1.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'll give you a 5.1.
So I used the number 3 shears, went around his head, and like, oh, that doesn't cut a lot. And so then I went down to number 2, and then I was like, oh, I don't know. How do you blend with shears when you don't really know what you're doing? And then I edged him. And I don't know how I ended up gashing him a little, not skin-wise, but I left like a little line in his hair.
Skin-wise.
I thought your skin.
Yeah, remember you pinched me a couple of times.
Somebody said in the that you need to oil your shears.
Done.
Oil
Did
your
it.
clippers.
Did it today.
After?
Nope. Before. Because I was anticipating all this.
I thought it would snag you. I don't know.
No.
So then after that, Alan's like giving me attitude.
How was that?
You were giving me attitude.
When?
After I finished your hair. And I said, why don't you give us some product in it and see if that helps? Because it's not the great, you didn't really need a haircut that bad anyway, but I gave you a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Your hair does not grow that fast. Granted, you wanted one. So I said, go put some product in it. See if it does better. And Alan came back out and your hair looked great.
Thank you, babe.
But then he told me that he had to go behind me and
I did
fix it.
Clean up a little bit. I cleaned it up just a little bit.
How did you do that? In the back.
Well, I watched a YouTube video and they showed how you kind of lift the hair up with the comb and then you use the clippers. You know, you kind of lift gradually
With no
and
guard.
do the clippers with no guard.
See, and that's what I
That's
should
how
have done.
that's how Connie gives me the Barrio fade.
That's how I should have done it. No guard.
Well, that's okay. I mean, between you and I got a free haircut. Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I've got to make a video tomorrow. So my roots were gray and I had my hair pulled up in a top knot and you could see all my gray exposed. So I thought, well, let me just go get my other box of root touch up I bought when we went into quarantine. And I tried to do it and I missed this is my punishment, a whole stripe of gray hair right at my part. So I look like a fool now. That's okay. We're in quarantine and nobody expects perfection in quarantine.
No.
Nobody.
No. I mean, everyone's, I think the ladies' nails are wheels off.
Oh, my toenails are so bad.
Ooh.
I cut them and now I'm thinking about painting them.
You got like talons
so
down
bad.
there?
Well, I cut them. Just the nail polish is almost all
Look like
gone.
you super glued corn nuts on your toenails?
This just shows you, a lot of vanity has just gone out the window. Now, don't think the minute they say we can go get manis and petties that we're not going to be there.
Oh, there's going to be the biggest freaking bum rush to the mani-pedi places.
Right.
Me included.
That's what we don't go.
I'm going to be breaking the door down.
We go about once a month. I miss that. And I miss the people up there. They're so nice.
Confession. When you were in South Kakalaki, Carolina for spring break.
Yeah, for like 3 days and then I had to come back.
Yeah, remember you said you were going to get a mani-pedi, which you did before you left. And I couldn't go for some reason.
Right.
And you said, why don't you just do one while I'm gone? And I'm like, I don't want to go by myself.
Did you?
I was going to. And then all the S hit the fan.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I don't, they hadn't closed the salons at that point, but I checked out.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I don't know.
I know. So much uncertainty then and apparently still now. But things are slowly starting to open up again. And as soon as they can figure out how to paint my toes safely, I am there. I'm there.
Yeah, governor said Friday there are some businesses that can open at
25%. This is in Texas. Everybody's different.
Yeah,
Every
this
state's
is
a
in
little
Texas.
different.
But it's going to be interesting to see if people hang back or if people do a big rush. I'm sure there'll be a group of people that do a big rush to go out.
And there are the judgy people that no matter what you do,
for sure,
you're going to get slammed. So I can see both sides of it. I really can. I can see, the argument of people who say, I've had a loved one who passed away with coronavirus, or I know somebody, we see it on the news and it's really bad. And then I see the other side of people like, well, the businesses need to get open again and we can't continue to live in fear and of what ifs. I don't know. As long as we go back in it safely at a slow pace, I don't know. We're dipping our toe in the pond, but we'll see. Well, speaking of all this hair, the hair issues we have, Alan, I want to get to you. There's an interesting survey I found about reopening things. I want to get to that in a minute. But first, a lot of women, especially, and men too, but women, I think, are really embarrassed maybe to talk about it when it comes to losing hair and thinning hair. And I've talked about it because I pretty much talk about everything, but I have been experiencing thinning hair along my temples for several years now, and it's making me very self-conscious. That's one of the reasons why I keep dyeing my hair, because when it's gray and it's thin, I just look like I've got these big bald patches. Well, that's why I have started taking this new supplement. It's called Nutrafol. And they make it actually for men and for women. So Al and I are both now taking this because we're going to grow thicker, healthier hair, and we're going to brag about it to everybody.
Yeah, we
shout
are.
it from the rooftops because with Nutrafol, this is how we're going to do it. Control, you got to take control of your hair. You just can't wait and see if it's going to start coming back thanks to some thickening shampoo. No, you can have thicker, fuller hair. 30 million women experience the hair loss, so you're not the only one. We're not talking about it anywhere else, but right here, ladies. But Nutrafol is formulated with potent botanicals to help you grow hair as strong as you are. And listen, this is 100% drug-free. It is physician formulated, no drugs. They use natural, clinically effective botanicals for better hair growth through whole body health. So on top of the hair, you're going to see the difference with that. You're also going to get better sleep. You're going to have less stress, which we all need right now. You're going to notice your nails are getting stronger. And guess what? It also affects, honey?
Libido.
The libido.
Yes.
Just go to Nutrafol.com. I'll tell you how to spell it in 1 second. Take their hair wellness quiz, and you'll get a customized product recommendation to put the power to grow thicker, stronger hair back in your hands. And they say it's going to take, a couple months before we start noticing a difference. So we're going to do it. We're going to give it a good try here, and we're going to let you know our real results. We just started taking it this week, so it's too soon for us, but I've seen the other people brag about their results, and so I'm super excited to try it.
And you can grow thicker, healthier hair and support a sandwich at 11 by going to Nutrafol.com/sandwich. You'll get 20% off. This is their best offer available anywhere, babe, right here on our podcast. Plus, you get free shipping on every order. Get 20% off at Nutrafol.com/sandwich. Best offer anywhere, can't get anywhere else. 20% off Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com/sandwich.
What is it, 20% off?
20%.
Is that the best offer you're going to find anywhere?
Best offer you're going to find anywhere at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com/sandwich for hair as strong as you are.
I'm excited. I'm excited about the fingernail benefit too. I've been having weak nails since I had fake nails and finally took them off, and I've got my natural nails. My pinky nail won't grow.
I'm going to have
really
hair
weird.
so strong, I'm going to braid my chest hair.
What was it? No, it's for your hair on your head.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I'll braid my head hair then.
No, you won't, because you won't let it grow long enough.
Did I hear you say, was it on the radio this morning? You said something about you shaving my butt?
No.
Oh. I must have heard
Why
that.
would you think I said that?
I must have heard that somewhere else. I swear to God, maybe I was dreaming.
You were dreaming.
I swear to God, you were telling somebody that you shaved my butt.
You were dreaming.
Are you
man.
sure?
I promise. I've never shaved your butt.
I swear that you were in here and I was out here making coffee or something.
You must have misunderstood in a big way.
And you were telling everybody you were going to give me a haircut, but then you said, yeah, I mean,
I shaved Larry's butt.
Oh, okay.
I've shaved the dog's butt.
Okay.
Okay, now it all makes sense.
Okay,
Because
well-
I've never shaved your butt.
Well, I mean, my butt's as hairy as Larry's butt.
Not quite. So listen, we're talking about slowly getting back out into, businesses, restaurants, and things like that. There was a new poll they just took, and I thought this was really interesting because I know how we feel about it. Alan is way more skittish about it than I am, but you're making me nervous talking about it all the time. But scientists do project that a coronavirus vaccine will not be on the market for 18 months. That means we're going to go through another year and a half of this without a vaccine. Okay. That doesn't mean we're going to have like rampant coronavirus the entire time, but like flu season comes and go, we might go back into a coronavirus season, right? Okay. So they did this Reuters Ipsos poll. They surveyed just over 4,400 of us American adults. I was not in this survey. I don't think Alan was either. He would have told me. But this was between April 15th and the 21st. And they asked about them going back to really large events if they reopen before the vaccine is available. Okay, that's the key. So according to this poll, 4 in 10 people who say they follow sports avidly, they're a huge sports fan, and they also go to art and entertainment venues and amusement parks, say they will do so again if they reopen before the vaccine is available. That's 4 in 10. But another 4 in 10 say they're also willing to wait, even if it takes more than a year to develop the vaccine. The rest said, I don't know what I'm going to do until I'm put in that position. Maybe it depends on, what artist is it? Are you willing to risk it for a certain artist? I don't know. And some people say they'll just never, ever go again. They've been so thoroughly scared, they don't ever plan on attending mass group events again.
Jeez.
Sporting events did worst in the poll. But here's the thing about that. I'll get to that in a second. Only 17% of adults said they would attend a sporting event once it's reopened to the public, minus the vaccine. Only 26% said they would rather wait. So that still leaves a great big percentage of people who are like, I don't know. However, the numbers are much higher among people who actually attend professional sporting events, because the average person doesn't. I mean, out of the millions and millions of people in the country, the average person doesn't go to these big bowl games and things like that, football stadiums, right? Not very often.
Well, yeah, not very often.
We haven't been to one. We went to one.
We went to
2 years ago.
What?
Did we go to one last year? A football game.
We went to a football game right before the coronavirus hit.
We did?
We went to an XFL game, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about NFL.
Oh.
I think XFL is closed.
An NFL game? I mean, I don't think we went this year.
Yeah, see, so I think the average person.
We went last year.
So anyway, they said 42% said they would return whenever sports reopens to the public. 39% said they'd rather sit out, wait for the vaccine. The poll showed only 27% of those questioned would go to a movie theater, concert, or live theater performance when venues reopen. That's only 27%. 32% said they'll wait for the vaccine. In all, 55% of Americans said those events should not even resume until a vaccine is available.
So boil it down for me, Evans. I mean, give me the one or two bullet points here.
That was it.
What does this mean?
It's just saying how many people are willing. There's a good percentage, I'd say roughly a third, I guess, who say even without a vaccine. Well, 4 out of 10 said they would, certainly. It just depends, different things. But, are we going to keep everything closed down for a year and a half until a vaccine's available?
No,
I don't think
I don't
so.
think that that's the practical or going to happen.
No.
Big sports fan here. Love sports. Love going to live events. Put me in the I'm not sure category.
Right.
I'm in the I kind of need to wait and see.
I'm a little skittish. I'm excited about, having a light at the end of the tunnel just by having, 25% capacity at restaurants and stuff. Am I going to go out every meal to a restaurant? No. But I'm going to go this weekend. It's a friend's milestone birthday, a 0 at the end of it. And she's like, all I want to do is go to a restaurant. I'm like, all right, we're going to go to a restaurant, 25% capacity, and we're going to test the waters. And that's going to be it. I don't plan on going back out to another restaurant until now. We're going to have that little breathing period to see how it reacts.
We're going to need a mask that has like a flap, like Long John underwear having the ass. So like when we eat, we can undo the flap.
I don't know how that's
stick the food in real fast and then close the flap.
I don't know if it was a meme or if this is actually what some people are suggesting to happen. Did you see online where they had a table for 2 and there was a big plexiglass clear thing separating the people facing each other? Did you see that?
I did not see that.
I don't know if that's like some legitimate
What's
suggestion.
the point of going to dinner if that's how the experience is going to be?
I don't know.
Seriously. I mean, what is the point of going to a restaurant if you're sitting in between people with plexiglass in front of you?
I don't know.
I mean, I'd rather just assume eat at home. I mean, what's the point?
I don't know. It's very confusing. It's very complicated.
It is. It's very complicated.
I'm very torn over how I feel about it.
It's very complicated.
But I want to do the right thing. I want to do the safe thing.
Well, that would be to stay at home.
But I also want to go out for my friend's birthday and be safe about it. And be safe about it.
That's what everyone is recommending right now.
You sit there and sweat the entire time. Nobody wants to see that either.
Tell you what.
You got to show off that new haircut, babe.
That pucker meter will be pegged.
It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird. But hey.
All right, babe. TV.
Yes.
We've been watching a new series, and I can't believe how much you've enjoyed this.
Jordan documentary.
It's so great.
What's it called?
The Last Dance.
The Last Dance.
On ESPN.
And we're a little behind because it's only been out like a couple weeks.
There's only been 4.
But we were able to stream the first 2 episodes and love it. Love
You
it.
love it.
I was laughing out loud at some parts. I was like oohing and ahhing, and you just when they have all of Michael Jordan's like dunks and spins and
Oh.
things, and they just back to back to back, and you just see them all. It's just so beautiful. I only got to see Michael Jordan play one basketball game, and that's when he was with the Wizards
And at the end of his career.
at the end of his career. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go just because I want to say at least I saw him play. And it wasn't the same by then. But, watching it now with you, it's fun.
Isn't that a fun series to watch? You just forget how great he was. I mean, that's when I was into basketball more than I was into football growing up. And I loved watching the Bulls and the Hawks because we got TBS on cable. So I was a big Hawks fan.
Yeah.
And WGN. So I watched the Bulls.
Yeah, everybody was the Atlanta Braves fan, remember? Because it was on
Exactly.
TV all the time when we first got cable.
But all those old clips, I was telling Kelly, I knew the players that were in the clips.
I didn't know half of them.
Yeah, because that's the basketball I grew up with.
But see, I think even if you put Michael Jordan then up to the players now, he was so elegant. Everything, all his moves were so elegant and beautiful.
Yeah.
And I had to keep telling Alan, it's like I have to keep reminding myself he's not dead, because this is like a tribute to Michael Jordan and he's still alive, which is actually the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Celebrate them when they're alive. But I'm glad they're doing it too. So there's a lot of people like our sons who wouldn't have any clue about Michael Jordan.
I've tried to tell them as much as I can.
They don't get it.
And I've told them to go to, and I've even brought up YouTube clips of his highlights and said, you've got to watch this.
And they don't care.
But they're like, wow, he was really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, you just don't understand how good he was. I mean, he could do everything.
So that's been fun. We've been watching
fun,
The Last Dance. And if you haven't been watching, I know a lot of people still haven't watched The Tiger King. Well, get that out of the way, but watch The Last Dance. And I'm really super excited that Alan has started watching with me Top Chef. I'm very excited. Because I love watching stuff with you.
It's a fun show to watch.
So I used to watch Top Chef religiously. I mean, I was into it. And then I kind of fell off. I just kind of got burned out on it. But now I'm back because Alan's watching with me. It's a lot of fun.
I like watching cooking shows.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up watching cooking shows too.
Yeah.
And we've talked about a couple. Remember, because I said The Frugal Gourmet, he was kind of lewd.
Yeah.
And Justin Wilson was another one my mom and dad used to watch. I watched that with them. The Frugal Gourmet.
I'm really excited.
Martha Stewart.
I think it brings us together as a couple.
Yeah, they're fun to watch.
And we also watch America Says together.
Which one?
On the Game Show Network.
Oh,
America
yeah.
Says.
That's fun. America Says is
Alan
fun.
did not want to like this show. He's
Well,
like, that announcer, the host, is so corny.
I thought he was kind of stiff. But
and then one day he started making some jokes that made Alan laugh. And now Alan's like his biggest fan.
yeah.
Because it's a fun show. I like America Says a lot. So I just love watching shows with you because I hear about all my couples friends. They're always talking about all these things they watch together. And I'm like, we don't watch anything. And so now we do. We're one of those couples.
America Says is the show. It'll make you go, duh. How come I didn't think of that the most?
Yeah, it's like a fill in the blank show.
Yeah.
There's always, they give you a category. It's like, these are things you would find in your grandmother's medicine cabinet. And the letters will be up there, D, A,
Dentures.
H-N.
Aspirin.
Yeah, H-N.
Hairnet.
That's right. See, it's like that. So you have to fill in the blanks. And some of them you'll be like,
D.
get it. And you're yelling at the screen. It's fun.
D.
Dentures. You just
Depends.
in the medicine cabinet?
pH.
Preparation H.
Good one, babe.
Anyway, it's a lot of fun.
And that's kind of how it goes.
And then, so anyway, we've just been having a lot of fun.
MOM.
Milk of magnesia.
PB.
Pepto-Bismol.
These are things you find in Alan's medicine cabinet.
So anyway, silliness. And I know Game Show Network people like, that's for old people. No, it's not. Our kids like watching it with us too.
The kids really like it too.
We all play together, the little kids too. Dylan's really good at it.
Yeah, Dylan gets
He's
sometimes.
7.
Yeah, Dylan gets them sometimes.
So anyway, that's just some things we've been watching together. Quarantine has had its little shining moments for us, don't you think?
Yeah.
That'd be one of them.
There have been ups and downs.
We found a few shows we can watch together.
What do you think our low point was? Like our absolute low point of quarantine? Have we had
we went crazy eating. We kind of got that reined back in a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that wasn't too much of a
We haven't really
road.
had any big fights.
No.
We've had a couple of problems.
There was potential today when you jabbed the clippers in the side of my
I
head,
didn't
but
mean to, but you weren't very nice.
I was on camera, so I couldn't like totally.
Right, that was my saving grace.
I couldn't totally lay into you.
We did go through. I went through a little period where I was really blue for about a week.
Yeah.
I think I took a bunch of naps that week. But that's about a low light for me, I think.
Yeah. I guess the answer is we haven't really had a.
You've been cooking more once we decided to take the reins of eating healthier.
Good.
So that's been good.
I've been cooking like a fiend.
You've done so much great stuff in the backyard.
Speaking of fiend, yeah, I've been having fun doing a lot of landscaping. I finally put the pots in the plants in the pots.
Yeah.
The front pots and back pots by the pool. I did those today.
It's just amazing.
What else do I got to do?
You're so good. And now the next on his list is he's going to regrout the shower. So excited.
Yeah. I was down there I was in the shower today. Kelly said, "There's this black stuff on the floor."
Oh, I just can't get it. I used mildew remover and all. It just won't come out.
So I bought this heavy duty mildew and mold remover from Homey D's and got down there on my hands and knees nude in the shower with a stainless steel brush. So I'm on my hands and knees scrubbing that out today. I mean, I'm desperate to find things to do. I must be.
I'm just so happy. I've had some of these things on my to-do list since we moved into the house 2 years ago, and he's finally getting to them. So those are bright spots on my coronavirus.
I mean, I am knocking them out. I'll probably throw a couple of ceiling fans up tomorrow, a couple of dimmer switches.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just keep checking them off the list.
Knocking it out, honey. We got to stay busy.
Well, what?
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say.
I was going to say really quickly. I know I'm going to be home at least another week from work. At least one more week.
Really? So you think you're going to have to go back like in a week?
Well, I know it's at least one more week, but our boss is very cautious. He was the one waving the panic flag the minute this hit the news. And we're all like, this isn't that big of a deal. You know, when everybody's like, this is just like the flu. We were guilty of that. We're like, what's the big deal?
Hey, Alan, it's George. I'm trying to get a hold of Kelly.
Yeah, he made me come back from South Carolina. I'm like, why are you panicking? What's the big? And then suddenly, all hell broke loose.
They're going to shut down the airlines.
Right.
Hey, call Kelly for me.
So he's the first one to shut her down. So it'll be up to him when we go back. But I know we're going to be home at least another week.
You're going to miss it? You're going to miss it, aren't you? When you eventually do have to go
I mean,
back.
the first day I have to get up and drive into work, and it's still dark outside. And,
I'm going to miss it too. I'm going to miss you too. I'll be here with Lawrence again.
I know, but it's going to be good to see the people I work with again, and
my man.
It's different when you're doing a radio show and you're not in the same room with them. You can't read body language. And know when somebody's going to speak, it's kind of hard sometimes.
I don't see how you guys have done it as well as you have.
Thank you.
Seriously, because if I run out in the morning and I get in the car and I turn on the radio, I listen to you guys, and it really doesn't sound, in my opinion, it doesn't sound too much different.
Thank you.
It really
nice.
doesn't.
Well, how much longer can we hold it together? I don't know.
It could be a train wreck.
It could have been.
And I can't believe it's not, because everyone has a different internet provider. You guys are, I mean, how did ED figure all this out?
I don't know.
That's engineered bond.
We had a moment today where the Zoom crashed, and we had to figure it out before we came back from commercial break. And it was just like, one of those things.
How red was Robert?
I don't know. I can't see him. And see, that's another thing.
He doesn't get his mug up there on Zoom?
I can't see Robert. And when Robert's our producer, he's also the producer on the Sandwich and Some Lovin podcast.
Stop talking.
That's the thing, is when I'm in the room and I can see Robert out of the corner of my eye and he's saying, wrap it up or whatever, come on. Or you can see him literally about to pop a vein because he's so mad at us for talking too long.
Yes.
I can't see those things until it's too late. I'm getting a text, and so I'm like constantly nervous. I have this nervous feeling always. I'm going to make Robert mad.
The thing I love about when I talk to Robert is when he gets frustrated, he calls you guys clowns.
Yeah.
He said y'all are the three clowns.
He calls me a clown too?
Absolutely, he does. You're one of the clowns.
See, and I always feel like he's mad at me, and I think you're right. I think
no,
you're just validating.
No, I'm just doing a bit. He has never called you a clown to me.
Why'd you just say that? You just flat out lied.
He kind of lumps you in with the clowns, though. Like, so he's not calling you a clown, but he's not calling you a clown.
That's my fear. It's like I'm making Robert mad every day.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Did you say something about fiend? You said I was landscaping like a fiend.
Like a fiend.
Oh.
And, you know, Alan is, now this is one thing he does have my back on. He doesn't make fun of me when he looks over every night. It's my routine. When I'm winding down, I've got a lot on my mind and I just want to decompress and chill. I whip out my cell phone and I play a few rounds of Best Fiends.
Get it, babe. You collect those characters.
He's very
kill them slugs.
Very encouraging.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. Alan supports me in my Best Fiends habit.
Love Best
But it
Fiends.
is fun. It's something I look forward to. And it's almost like a child with a bedtime routine. When you give them the bath, you read them their bedtime story. It's the same thing. This is my nighttime routine. I get in bed with my covers and I open up the level and I'm like, I'm going to beat this level before I go to bed. And sometimes it takes a couple of rounds because, you know, I like the fact that Best Fiends is a little challenging. It's not so easy that you just whip through the levels. That's no fun. So there has to be some strategy to it. And it's like, okay, you know, you match the little characters and then they attack the slug, but you have to have the right band of characters working on your team. And sometimes you've got to play with the mix of that. You have to change your fiends out. And that's the strategy.
Look at that twinkle in your eyes.
I get so excited.
You have a little twinkle in your eye.
I'm approaching level 800, Alan.
Good night.
I'm telling you what, it's been great. And when we do, you know, now we've got time on our hands, a lot of us, you know, we have all the time in the world. But, you know, when I used to sit in carpool waiting for McKelly because she wants to hang out and talk to her friends for a while, Best Fiends is right there. One day when I'm waiting in a doctor's office again, when we can all go back, Best Fiends is right there. It's really easy app to download. And I'm telling you what, it's got thousands and thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews from people who love it just as much as I do.
And Best Fiends has thousands of levels already with new levels, events, and characters added every month. It's hours of fun right at your fingertips. And you can even play offline.
That's right. When you're flying in a plane, you don't have to have an internet connection. You can play in the air. It helps time, and the planes pass really fast too.
Not a lot of flying going on right now.
Not
but
right now,
when there
but
is,
when there is.
Yeah, you can play Best Fiends. With over 100 million downloads and tons of 5-star reviews, Best Fiends is a must play. Download Best Fiends free on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends. Love Best Fiends.
I can't wait to be done with this podcast so I could go try to get to level 800 tonight. You never know.
Why are you trying to gyp the listener to go play Best Fiends? Okay, there's something I've been wanting to bring up on the podcast. It's not a huge deal. It just caused a little bit of strain. Your reaction was really strange, I thought.
My reaction?
Your reaction.
To something on the podcast?
No, to something that happened the other day. And I just wanted to get this out on the table.
Have we talked about it?
No, and I just want to know what inside you caused you to have this reaction.
Well, maybe you misinterpreted it, much like you thought I was talking about shaving your butt.
I thought you were talking about shaving my butt. So I was cleaning out these 2 storage sheds behind the house.
Oh.
And we have one that has all our pool stuff in it. So I was kind of rummaging through all this stuff. And I found this unopened pool float. Like it had never been inflated. And I thought it was kind of funny because it's a funny looking pool float. And I'm kind of looking at it. Well, Kelly comes up behind me and over my shoulder sees that I'm looking at this pool float. So if I were to describe this pool float to you, it's pink. And if you're in it, like chest high in the water, it's got these 2 gigantic mammary breasts.
Yeah, big breasts.
Big cantaloupes, just giant mountains.
And it'd be one thing if they were maybe in a bikini top, the cartoonish kind of thing.
No, there's a big areola on each one.
There are huge pink nipples on both of these floats.
Yeah. So I saw it and I'm kind of laughing and I show it to Kelly. Kelly was not amused.
I was not amused. I don't want that.
Not amused.
What are we going to do with that? That's not us. Is that you?
This is what I want to talk about.
Do you want to have people over and float around in that?
In the parties we have over here, do you think that would be a problem? The adult parties.
I'm not a
Do you
fan.
think that that would be a problem?
I'm not a fan of bachelorette parties where they have penis straws.
No,
I'm just not a fan of that.
I'm kind of with you on that.
Same thing.
I'm
just not a fan of that, and I don't want to have people taking pictures of boobies in my pool. I don't want my daughter seeing that.
Well,
online.
I don't either, but an adult party. I think your description of it was that's lewd and disgusting.
I don't want that.
See, I just didn't think that kind of the comical boobs on the float was disgusting.
That's not us.
What does that mean?
That's
not
our
us.
personality. I wouldn't think.
Well, listener, you beg to differ with you on that.
That's our personality. Well, if it means that much to you, I mean, what are you going to do when you tell the kids, hey, go to the pool shed and get out one of the pool floats and they come out with that thing?
I have no attachment to the float. I just thought your reaction to it was really over the top.
I don't like that.
Okay.
Maybe it was irrational. Maybe coronavirus quarantine has made me less tolerant of certain things.
Well, I posted you and I talking about that, and I showed the pool float on my Instagram, and people are like, I'll take it. Give it to me.
Let them have it.
I'll take it.
You are welcome to it. First come, first served.
Well, it turns out Sophia, one of our podcast listeners and friends and vacationers.
Sophia gave that
to us. She gave that to me and Jeff for our birthday.
Sophia.
Well, she gave it to me and Jeff. So it's actually mine.
Give it to Jeff.
Yeah. Jeff has a girlfriend now.
Sophia.
He didn't need to look at pool float movies. He's got a girlfriend, right?
Why are you putting his business out there?
That was my understanding. I don't know. I don't know. That's my understanding.
I don't know.
I haven't.
Well, I apologize if my offense at a booby float in my pool hurt anybody's feelings.
Usually you would just look at it and go, oh, that's so ridiculous, whatever. But you were that's disgusting.
Yeah, I was very judgy that day.
Yeah. You were judgier than those Top Chef judges. God, those guys are judgy. Oh, they are so pretentious. And that's what's funny about it. Like when they're eating.
Am I funny when I'm judgy? Is that funny to you too?
Yeah, I just kind of laugh it off. I mean, the float's still back there. Didn't go anywhere.
Is that a challenge? See, I don't throw your stuff away. I let that be your choice.
Wait.
I let that be your choice.
Back up. You what? You don't throw my stuff away?
No, what did I throw away?
I was just looking for something the other day you threw away.
What?
I don't know, but I remember you did.
That's how important it was.
You threw something. What was it?
Oh, it was chicken.
Thank you.
That was an accident.
Thank you.
But that was an accident.
Two little boys come up to me and go, Daddy.
That was an accident.
You said you'd make us fried chicken the next time we saw you. Can we have fried chicken tonight? Yeah, sure, guys. Here, let me run over to the freezer. Well, yeah, we can make fried chicken tonight. I know it's in here somewhere. Kelly, where's my chicken?
And I said, I don't know. It took me a minute to remember what happened. What happened was, and I'll explain this for the last time, it was an accident. Usually when I get this wild idea to make anything chicken related with raw chicken, it's on Tuesday night, which our garbage comes on Tuesday. So that means the raw chicken parts and carcasses and stuff are going to have to sit in the garbage can for a week until the garbage man comes. So what I thought, because we did this last summer and we ended up having maggots in the garbage can, and it is disgusting.
That gives me nightmares.
It was horrifying. I just kept noticing there's all these flies. Why are all these flies? And then one day, maggots. It was vile.
I had to pour boiling water in gallons of vinegar.
It was horrible, y'all. Horrible. So don't put meat products in a hot garbage can that's going to be sitting out for a week. Okay. That's the lesson learned. So the last time it's like, oh man, it's going to be another week. So what I did was I put all the chicken carcasses stuff in a Ziploc bag and I stuck it in the freezer and thinking I'll try to remember the next time the garbage comes to go get it out of the we have a freezer in the laundry room. I'll go get it and throw it in the trash.
Done.
So what happened was, it was garbage day, and I went in there and I saw a bag of mashed up looking chicken, and I thought it was those chicken parts.
No.
And it was a whole thing of chicken legs or something.
That my mother actually gave me.
I'm so horrified. I felt awful. I really felt awful.
It wasn't.
That was probably the biggest fight we had over quarantine, because that happened during quarantine.
It wouldn't be. It wasn't even that big a deal. It was just a big deal because that night the boys wanted fried chicken.
Yeah, it was my fault.
I was like, oh yeah, I got chicken.
But I immediately took responsibility when I realized.
You did.
I didn't try to make an excuse. I mean, it was a legit excuse. I didn't try to lie my way out of it. I thought it was a bag of chicken parts that I needed to throw away, and I'm sorry.
Well, they weren't all too upset about it.
No, I went and got like KFC and they were fine.
Yeah, we got KFC that
Yeah, they're fine.
KFC's good too. Man,
Yeah.
I need some KFC. That was before. Yeah, that's when I was Big Al still.
That's when we were not caring about what we put in our bodies.
Not Big Al Mac. Big Al Evans.
Right. So I went and got like the family size meal, and she came and she said, you have to wait on something wasn't ready, biscuits or something. And then finally she came out after I'd been waiting for like 10 minutes. She said, it's going to be another 10 minutes. Can I get you dessert? And so I got that lemon cake from KFC. It was so good.
And babe, I
ate the whole thing.
You ate the entire cake.
The whole cake.
In like 2 days.
3 days. I made it last.
Now, I know I didn't have.
Hey, I told you, this is when I was not caring what I put in my body.
I know.
And then I tapped the brakes. I've already lost what I gained in quarantine.
Did you tap the brakes or did the iceberg hit the Titanic?
Either way. Either way. But you're calling me as big as an iceberg or as big as the Titanic? Which one is it?
Neither one.
Which one is more offensive? Because that's the one you chose.
Neither one. Let's finish up with some letters and then we'll bring it home for Jerome.
Okay.
How's that sound?
That sounds good because I think I'm having a hot flash.
Wait, why do you get so many hot flashes?
I think I'm getting ready to go.
Are you going through the thing?
I think so.
What does that mean, though?
Like, I think my hormones are.
I mean, I know what it means, but what does that mean for me? Like, what does that? What do I have to do?
Turn on the ceiling fan when I ask you to, and get me ice water.
Okay, I can do that.
That's basically it.
Is there anything else that I need to be aware of?
Just sometimes, like at night when I get them, and then you're on top of me, I'm just like, get off me! I can't breathe.
When am I on top?
You don't even know you're doing it because you're asleep and you're all over your army, and suddenly I'm like overwhelmed with this heat that comes up, and I'm like, I can't get the covers off of me, and I'm just lying there with the fan on, and I'm trying to cool off. And
Speaking of,
but I love you.
I love you too, very desperately. Speaking of on top of you, I should really pull back the kimono and ask our audience if it's unstable what you did and what you said the last time that we were doing Whoopi or about to do Whoopi.
I don't know what you're going to say, but do not say it right now until you clear this with me. This is not cool, Alan. I don't know what you're going to say. This is not a subject you spring on me during a podcast.
Well, I think that if people knew, and it's not lewd what you said.
No.
But if people knew what you said.
That's a line of trust. I don't know what it is, but don't.
It's the circle of trust, and it has been broken.
Yeah. It's about to be.
I think that they would be like, that is the most unstable, wheels off thing I think I have ever heard, and I can't believe Kelly said it.
Okay, you're not saying it now. You can tell me after this podcast, and if I give you permission, you can tell it next podcast. But without it, no. I don't even know what you're talking about. Because obviously, if I said it, it was like, it made sense to me.
And again,
you're going to bring it up now.
And again, it's not lewd.
No.
But
we'll have to discuss
it. It caused me to ask myself, did you just say that?
I guess I did, but I don't know what it was.
Okay.
Again, a conversation we will have immediately when we stop this podcast.
Now, see, I could keep rolling. I could tell, but I'll respect your feelings.
No, thank you.
I'll respect your feelings. This one is from Caitlin. Dear Kelly and Alan, a few episodes ago, you discussed the baby bunny that was murdered.
Well,
is Larry still claiming his innocence? Recently, we had discovered a bird's nest under our carport in the backyard with 3 cute little baby birds inside.
Aww.
Well, my husband called me outside this afternoon to bring me to the scene of the crime.
Oh, no.
As I walk up, I spot all 3 of the baby birds lifeless on the ground.
Oh.
I slowly turned to the outside door and noticed our little dog, Gus, sitting there as cool as a cucumber.
I think dogs know when they got busted. I really do think that. And they just like try to act innocent.
We have 2 dogs, a bigger one, Layla, wouldn't hurt a fly, and the smaller, Gus. Gus is my Larry in the fact that I love that dog, even though he's more trouble than he's worth sometimes.
Thank you.
But even I identified Gus as the main culprit. Maybe Larry and Gus can share a cell. I love both of you in the podcast desperately. Okay.
We think Larry is responsible for the dead bunnies that were in the backyard because he keeps going over to where the little bunny burrow was and kind of sniffing around. Oh my gosh. And after the last podcast, Alan took the purple flashlight and we went through some of the rooms we had not treated with the what's the stuff called? Icky poo, to get rid of the pee smell and stuff. Y'all, if you want to be horrified, if you have pets and they have ever peed in your carpet, or if you've moved into a new house and even if you get the carpets clean, there is still stuff there. Get one of those purple flashlights. They are less than $10 on Amazon. It's horrifying what you've been walking on your carpet.
Yeah.
It was bad, y'all. It was so bad.
One of our listeners messaged me and she said she bought some of this per our recommendation. And
did you get the purple flashlight too?
She was horrified.
It's horrifying.
She was horrified because she went around her toilet area, and she said it was bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Y'all, sometimes I think maybe it's better just to never have known. But, we got it up, man. As soon as he sprayed that icky poo, it just like the purple light, it shines yellowish green wherever there's urine or whatever. It just was gone. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Okay, here's one more letter and then we'll.
Not an ad. I wish it was. They should.
Yeah, hashtag not an ad. Yeah, exactly. Wish it was. We get Boss Man Sean on that.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. About 2 months ago, I had a podcast listener DM me. And she said her husband just joined the Air Force. And he was at basic training at an air base called Lackland. That's where all the guys who enlist in the Air Force go to basic training. That's where my dad went to basic training back in the 60s.
Yeah.
So they do basic training there, kind of learn how the Air Force is going to be. And then they get
Where is Lackland located?
San Antonio, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then they kind of go out to wherever they're assigned to do the job that they're going to learn how to do. So she said, Alan, my husband's having kind of he said he loves Kelly. He's listening to the Kid Craddock Morning Show. He listens to the podcast now, and he's having a hard time because he is homesick. And would you guys mind sending him a letter or a card or something? And I thought, well, gosh, yeah, I think we will do that because, my dad was in the Air Force and he's told me stories about Lackland. And just real quick, one funny story he used to tell me was when he was an airman in basic training. He said it's changed a lot nowadays, but he said the guy with like the Smokey the Bear hat would come in just beating on a trash can lid at 4:30 in the morning, calling your mother all sorts of names that you just had never heard before. You know, he said it was really tough. So I asked my dad about this, and he said, yeah, basic training can be kind of tough sometimes. He sounds like he's homesick. So anyhow, Kelly and I sent him a letter. And we also sent him a copy of the Plano profile that we were on. Oh. Yeah. Remember that? We signed it.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
We signed it and sent it to him. Yeah. So he had no idea that his wife put us up to doing this for him. So just today, I got a letter in the mail.
A handwritten letter.
A handwritten letter, which you guys know I love. I love handwritten letters. But this is from Airman Dustin Scurry. Airman Blake Scurry. And he is now at Shepherd Air Force Base, that's where I grew up in Wichita Falls.
Where'd you get Dustin from Blake?
Well, because I think his first name might be Dustin, and he goes by Blake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I thought I'd read.
Your eyesight must be really bad.
I thought I'd read his letter because it's a nice letter. It's on U.S. Air Force stationery. It says basic training. And he says, "Dear Kelly and Alan, I just want to start off by saying y'all are awesome, and I have a great wife. I received your letter and signed book while I was in basic military training a few weeks ago. I was so surprised to read the letter stating that my wife reached out to y'all, and I was even more surprised that the both of you took the time to personally write me a letter. I've listened to Kelly on the Kid Craddock Morning Show, nationally syndicated, for 9 years. I listen to the whole show every day, and I get stressed if I miss the show.
Aww.
Lots of laughs. I started to listen to y'all's podcast about 2 years ago, and I have to say, Alan cracks me up when he changes his voice saying immature stuff. Ha ha. I had a unique experience while at basic training due to social distancing and COVID-19. We graduated early last week, and I'm now at Shepherd Air Force Base in Wichita Falls, Texas, for my technical school. Before I joined the Air Force, I had planned to surprise my wife by taking her along on the podcast family vacation, but our plans changed. I just heard that it is canceled this year, but you all are already planning to go next year.
Yes.
And I'm going to go. We're going to go if everything works out.
Yay.
I don't wear Speedos, but I love lounging on the beach with my wife. Haha. I enjoy listening to y'all's advice on the podcast because I feel like I can relate. I own a small flooring business, and at 26 years old, I take any and all business advice that I can. I joined the Air Force because my family needed better health insurance. My wife has been sick for 9 years, and we've been together, and she has to have medical attention every week. She has intensive care and some major back problems, and she's only 29 years old.
Wow.
I just wanted to say thank you to both of you for making my day when I received the letter and the signed book. Hope to see y'all next year on the podcast family vacation.
I hope so too.
Y'all are awesome. Sincerely, Airman Blake Scurry.
Well, thank you, Blake. That's so nice.
Pretty
I hope
cool,
your
huh?
wife's doing well. Hopefully her problems are under control. Wow. Joining the military because of the insurance. That's, people do what they have to do, I was listening to some history, some historical podcasts that were talking about how, people would go to the military so they could pay for college and different reasons, while you go into it. So anyway,
yeah,
thank you for your service.
I guess that just struck a chord with me because I remember my dad telling me stories about Lackland, and then, we were in Wichita Falls forever. So I used to live on Shepherd Air Force Base. So. Anyhow.
Yes, we love our podcast family, and thank you for listening. I can't wait till next summer when hopefully we've got the vaccine and we can all go travel again. Just willy-nilly traveling like crazy people.
I hope so. I know everyone's ready for things to get back to normal, but it's going to take a while.
Yeah. And what's it going to look like? Because, after going back to like 9/11, people forget what air travel used to be like before 9/11. Now we just take it for granted. We just got used to the way it is with, the waiting in line and all that stuff. But you used to be able, believe it or not, kids, you could actually walk to the gate to the gate with someone who was flying and sit there and wait for them until they took off.
Mm-hmm. Flying used to be fun. It really did.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, it sounds like the good old day syndrome, but they would set you up in just a regular class with a meal, like with utensils. Yeah. And remember the flight attendants would stick a pin on me. And it was a big deal to fly.
Yeah, we all take it for granted now. But that, but it became our new normal and we got used to it. So I don't know what my point is, the new normal is going to look like after this. But, there is going to be a lot of changes. I got an email today from American Airlines because we fly them a lot. They're based out of Dallas, Fort Worth, and they're going to start requiring masks. The flight attendants are all starting to wear masks, I think, as of May 1st. They're going to be handing out sanitizer and things. They're going to extra wipe down the planes. There's going to be different things that I think that are probably going to be temporary reactions and some permanent changes. It's just going to be interesting to see what those are. But things change. That's one thing you can always count on is change.
That's right. All right, babe. Covered a lot of ground here.
We did. I think I'm having another hot flash. I need to get some water.
Talked haircuts. A little bit of The Last Dance.
You about put your foot in your mouth. I'm going to find out what that is in a minute.
I may tell it right now.
No, you're not.
Well,
you're not.
I'll tell it next podcast.
You're not going to disrespect me like that.
I'll tell it next podcast.
Not without my permission.
Wait a minute. Me disrespect you?
When do I disrespect you?
Wait till they hear what you said. But we'll talk about that on the next
No, podcast. We might not.
Well, I love you desperately.
I love you.
I love our listeners. Do you love me desperately?
I do.
I love our listeners desperately. I'm sure we'll podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.
And don't say it now either.
I'm going to say it now.
No, don't.
That's what I'm going to do.
No. I don't know what it is.
Kelly can't remember anything.
I can't remember anything. All right, I got to come up with a...
What's the matter, babe?
I'm hot. Can you turn on the fan? You've got the fan changer right there. Hit low. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Safe Beauty. It's Safe Beauty's birthday. It's awesome. Mm-hmm.
What? You can't say it like that, though. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't the fact of what was said, it's what was brought up.
That's what I said.
You don't have to say it like you said it.
That's what happened.
But you need to phrase it a little differently.
No, I'm going to phrase it like I phrase it.
No.
What should I say different?
The part about, first of all, you're a little wrong on the order of things.
No.
Yes. No.
See? Now she remembers.
It wasn't that big of a deal.
We'll let the audience decide how big a deal it is.
No. Alan.
Coolest husband.
Why does that make you cool?
I don't know. Because I didn't have a big fit about it. All right, guys. I love teasing Kelly. What
a sandwich and the haircut that almost ended a marriage. I don't know what to call it.
A sandwich and a bad haircut.
But it's not a bad haircut.
A sandwich in
live. It's always something, but I can't really say
live studio audience. Help us out. A sandwich in mowing your husband's melon.
This is fine. It's
a sandwich and she lowered his ears. A sandwich and a secret.
No.
A sandwich and a buzz. A sandwich and a boob float. It's strong. I like that.
So we talked about the haircut. We talked about the boob float.
The Last Dance. Pretty Flying Things. You're way late. It's okay though. You can go back and watch, but you have to listen. You have to download and listen. Y'all remember to do that, please. A sandwich and a 2-cent haircut.
It wasn't even 2 cents.
A sandwich and a free haircut. They like boob float.
A sandwich and some boob float?
A sandwich and a boob float. This isn't my department. I don't name the podcast. You do that. I got my own job. Okay, guys. Y'all are awesome. Thanks. A sandwich and some missing chicken. I think they like boob float the best. Start chewing my mustache.
Why don't you take over writing the podcast?
Because
descriptions?
you do a way better job than I do on that. That's your bit. That's your bit. A sandwich and a Corona haircut. Bye, y'all. All right, I gotta do an upload here. Love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.